Good morning. Take a moment to think about the world today. It's filled with blue skies, blooming technology, the internet, love, TikTok, and other wonderful things. We are blessed with a planet that is life-giving, but that's often taken for granted. Now imagine that same world without any happiness, joy, or beauty. There's a complete absence of friendship, music, puppies, Visco girls, Polynesian sauce. That's for you, Coach Marsh. And absolutely no Starbucks. What a horrible thought. All jokes aside, it is often easy to forget what makes life great and worth living. You might be thinking, well, what does a great life include for Robert? And even if you weren't just thinking that, it's too bad, because this is my chapel talk. So you'll just have to wait for another 7 minutes. For me, a life worth living consists of 3 things: happiness, friendship, and music. First things first, happiness. Merriam-Webster defines the word happy as enjoying or characterized by well-being or contentment, especially while expressing, reflecting, or suggestive of happiness. Happiness is a wonderful concept and is incredibly contagious. Smiling makes the world keep turning. See someone, smile at them, they smile back, and the both of you are already happier. Cracking jokes and making people laugh is a natural part of life for me, and I can't imagine a world without happy people and big smiles. All smiles create an aura of happiness. You don't have to have a good smile to feel its effects. Trust me. This is coming from someone whose smile looks pretty similar to the face I make when I'm in pain. Yet I've learned to find the humor in my awful smile and use my smile to make others happy. I don't believe in a world that seeks to breed sadness and despair, despite every single one of my English classes telling me at one time or another that humans are naturally inclined towards evil. I'd ask my teachers, why does this have to be true? They'd respond simply with the words, because it makes them feel good. Now, I'm sure I could go deep into Freudian theory of the human subconscious and tell you about the id versus superego, and then eventually bring up Lord of the Flies, but I don't want to get into that. I spent a lot of nights thinking about that answer given to me, and I've seen it repeatedly throughout high school and even in one of my favorite movies, The Imitation Game. But I still don't believe that we can accurately say that every human, an entire human race, is naturally evil. Because you know what else feels good? Happiness. Not just feeling happy, but doing things that make you and others happy. Plain and simple. Do this and life will be much better, much more worth living. But who are those other people you are happy with? This leads into my next category of a life worth living: friendship. Now, I withheld the truth a little bit previously. The word happy is not just expressing well-being or contentment. The most important part of achieving what it means to be happy is to be marked by an atmosphere of good fellowship. We often characterize people by who they call their friends, because you are who you want to be, living a life worth it to you when you are with your friends. Friends are not just other people around your age outside of your family. In fact, and what I'm about to say might be a bit roastable, but I truly believe it, some of my greatest friends are my family members, because I can confide in them, trust them, and love them unconditionally, and know that they will do the same for me. I'm incredibly lucky to have the parent given to me, because they are the coolest and funniest people I've ever met. Dad, your wisdom and unstoppable tendency to lighten the mood with awful yet amazing dad jokes make you an amazing person, and I thank you for using that to raise me. Mom, your unending compassion and matchless love have helped me be a better person, and I can't imagine a world without you. Thank you both. And yes, I am friends with my siblings. To my older siblings who couldn't be here, Alex and Claire, I thank the both of you for being such great role models for me and Beth, and for y'all's humor that is indescribable to anyone else's. Beth. Where do I begin? You have literally been my best friend since you can muster a sentence, and even though we didn't used to get along so well, I am very glad we get along so well now. Our car rides and the ability to look at each other and make jokes without speaking is my favorite part of our relationship, and I'm going to miss you so much next year. I love you, Bethy. Ugh. Yes, thank you. Whew. Whew. Transitioning over to my non-biological friends, but still just as much my family. I'm sure I could list every friend and their importance to me, but then we'd be here way longer than you and I want, so I will limit it to two. First up, JP. I first met JP in the 5th grade. I was new to Episcopal, and I noticed that a few students were missing from Mrs. Samuel's classroom. Apparently, several of my new classmates were busy doing the morning announcements. 5 minutes later, in strolls a few other 5th graders, including JP. He said hello to me, and I knew that he was a cool guy, one that I would want to be friends with. We weren't the best of friends through middle school or even early high school, and we only really talked to each other in classes or while playing sports, but I still considered him a good friend. It wasn't until the summer before junior year, when the beginnings of loose ties took place, that I really started becoming super good friends with him. JP, your advice, ability to make jokes that make me laugh the hardest, and be one of the most caring people that I have ever known is why I love you, and why I'm proud to call you my friend and brother, so thank you. Next up, Drew. I first met Drew Vano playing junior deputy baseball on the Pirates AA team. Although we were a grade apart, Drew and I just clicked as friends, and even more so now as co-vocalists of Loose Ties. Our friendship is incredibly valuable to me, and I never want to lose it. Drew, like JP, you are my brother, and I can't imagine life without y'all. Friends make life worth living and are imperative to my life no matter what. Friendship helps me to treasure what I have and be myself always. Finally, music. I started to fall in love with music early on. And I don't mean toddler early. I mean full-on infant Bob early. My dad had the bar convention in Hot Springs at the Arlington Hotel, and my mom and older siblings tagged along because Alex and Claire loved swimming in the pool at the Arlington. We had one hotel room with 2 double beds. My crib was in between the two. Mom and Claire on one side and Dad and Alex on the other. It was early in the morning and my mom had just woken up when she heard the person in the next room turn on their shower. Unfortunately, that shower started making a high-pitched noise, one loud enough that it was sure to wake up baby Bob. My mom told me that she remembered thinking this exact thing and just prayed it wouldn't happen. However, baby Bob did wake up. And my mom expected to hear tears and crying, but she didn't hear that. Instead of wailing like any normal baby, abnormal baby Bob apparently just decided to moan at his family and match the pitch of the shower exactly. Thus, music was forever set in the sights of little Bob. I sang in the choir at church, into my shower head, in joy choir at my first elementary school, the Wildcat Chorale, the Episcopal Chorus, concert choir, men's glee club, and now as one of Loose Ties' vocalists. Music didn't just captivate me because of my own talent at producing it vocally, but at its ability to be completely diverse, but still give the same feeling of amazement to people of all races and cultures. Music's diversity is beneficial because it allows people with specific interests to find their own specific style. Most people have 1 or 2 genres of music that really appeal to them. However, I have possibly the most diverse and contradicting musical interests of anybody I know. I enjoy chorus and orchestral pieces, Broadway-style songs, alternative and classic rock, pop songs, country, barely, pretty much just Old Town Road, and even some, and I do mean some, rap. All these styles of music have one huge thing in common. They appeal to people and gift them with feelings of incredible happiness. That's all I hope to achieve as a musician and as a person. I hope to be happy and make others happy in the process. I strive to make all lives worth living, not just mine. I wouldn't be satisfied with my own life if its happiness came at the cost of others. I would like to conclude with a quotation of great importance to me and this talk from J.D. Salinger's Catcher in the Rye. The mark of the immature man is that he wants to die nobly for a cause, while the mark of the mature man is that he wants to live humbly for one. Treasure life. It's your cause. and most importantly, live for it. Thank you.